Okay, so how is like to run a game development studio in Pakistan? That's the question. So running a game development studio here in Pakistan, that's not easy, and that is actually full of challenges. Every day you have to face a lot of challenges, and there are pros and cons of running a game development studio here in Pakistan, because we are actually our competitors. Our competitors are those people who are sitting in tier one countries, sitting in US, sitting in Canada, sitting in UK, sitting in Australia, sitting in Silicon Valley, sitting in China, sitting in Russia, and even sitting in Japan. So with huge budget, big studios with huge budget, they are developing games with millions of dollars in hand, and we here have to develop the same competitive level of product within very limited budget, 1,000 times lesser budget than they have. And because once our game is developed and once it's up there on Play Store, now I mean there is no discrimination on Play Store that this game is developed by a good studio and that is going to touch the other audience. This game is developed by small studios studied in Pakistan, they are going to touch the other audience. No, we actually have to compete in that niche with those people who have plenty of budget, who have plenty of resources, who have best minds in all over the world, and we have to basically compete with them. So at the same time, this is very motivational, very motivational for us, for me, for the guy sitting working here, very motivational for us, and definitely challenging as well, because we actually have to compete them within very limited resources. So that is actually the best motivational way of it. And at the same time, that can be an excuse for those who actually fail in this business. That can be an excuse, oh, we didn't have that much resources, but we have success stories here in Pakistan as well. People have earned millions of dollars since last few years, and with those limited resources, with those very mediocre level products, because our focus is not to make a huge product, PUBG level game, Call of Duty level game. No, we make small games, small ideas, and we actually, our whole focus is to keep our APK size behind 100 MBs, 70 MBs, 60 MBs, 50 MBs, behind this, because every niche has its own, specifications. Every niche, if we are working in shooting niche, we can increase the APK size. If we are working in simulation niche, we have to keep our limit our APK size till 50 MBs, 40 MBs, or even sometimes 30 MBs. So that totally depends on that. So with all those things in mind, we actually have to face a lot of challenges to develop a product. Because we are focused more on tier 3 countries, we actually focus on India, Iran, Iraq, Vietnam, sometimes Russia, Turkey, all those countries. Basically, Turkey is not, Turkey and Russia are not in tier 3, but actually we focus on only those countries where we can get downloads in cheaper rate, because we run different ad campaigns on Google Ad Mob, on Facebook, on universal ad campaigns, and a lot of other platforms. And our focus is to make as much user base as we can in lesser budget, because we don't have that much marketing budget. We have to basically keep in mind ROI as well. So we focus mostly on tier 3 countries. But now we have started focusing on tier 2 countries, and sometimes we spend some budget on tier 1 countries as well. But most of the times we focus on tier 3 countries, because that's where we get more cheaper downloads, and that's our target. And the first is that till 1 million downloads, we should focus only on tier 3 market. So that's how things work. So every day we have a brainstorming session as well, where we talk about different ideas. That session can be early, right after 9 a.m., or that session can be right after break or during break as well. So we actually discuss about different ideas. We actually discuss about what we should do next, what other companies are doing, what our competitors are doing, what new game is, which new game is coming in on Play Store. So we basically talk about a lot of different unique ideas, and most of the times I reject most of the ideas, because most of the ideas are not actually practical for us, because we are working with very limited budget, and we have to keep that in mind. We cannot make another PUBG or another Fortnite or another, any Call of Duty level of game here. We have to keep both sides in front of us. We have to keep our resources in front of us, we have to keep our audience in front of us, and we have to actually draw a very thin line that we don't need to, we don't have to cross this line, because if we go more towards the quality of the game, then we can, our budget will be exceeded. And if we go more towards, I mean, we take care more about budget, then our quality will be compromised. So we have to draw a very thin line, and we have to stay on that thin line throughout the development of the project, and that's how we maintain our quality. So another challenge that we face being a startup company here in third world country is resources that we got, the manpower, because all of the guys who are working with us right here in our team, they have actually trained themselves by following the online tutorials, and I mean, they also don't have that level of college education about developing games, and even none of us has ever studied about how games are being developed. We have learned all of those things by ourselves from online internet. So whenever we usually we face problems because we don't have professional studies in that, so we usually face problems during the development of our products. So what we do, because we don't have that much resources to hire a guy from, I mean, on hourly basis, we actually, what we do, we sit together and we say, okay, so this is the problem that we need to solve. Okay, so let's learn it ourselves. I am doing my part, developer is doing his part, another guy, he is doing his part, and we all three learn about that thing, and then we come up with a solution. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work, and when it doesn't work and we feel that focusing more on this problem can actually exceed our budget, our development budget, then we just leave it behind and we say that we'll do it in update. That never comes. The most exciting thing that I think that is we actually run this company as a family. We work here as a family. Every single member of our team basically are just like our family member, because we are spending 9 hours of our lives right here in our office, and we eat together, we laugh together, we party together, we play together, we pray together. I mean, sometimes we know each other's personal life problems, we try to solve them, we try to discuss about them. So I mean, this place, my mantra about running a startup company is to make its work environment as much friendly as possible, so that people who are working here should feel it like a home, so that they should pay more attention towards their product, because whatever they are working on, that is dedicatedly their own thing. They think that this is their own baby. If, let's suppose, if Israr is working on a product, that is his own baby, and he has to work on that product in a way that he is building his own thing. So in that matter, he will definitely take care about how this product will look like when user will be playing. I mean, he basically, every one of us cares about how our user will feel about our baby when our baby will be in their phone. So I mean, we basically, my whole idea of running a startup company is just like running a family, because we have to take care about their emotions as well. We are not like any other corporate company. We are not. Our work environment is very, you can say, very friendly. We are very comfortable with each other. We usually have, after 6, we have you can say a comedy session with each other, where we actually spot on one person and we try to, you can say, roast him as much as we can. So that's how we actually take off the burden of whole day of 9 hours, and everyone goes home happily, and everyone has a smile on his face when he is leaving the office. And next day when he is coming, he know that I mean, he will have a 10 to 15 minutes motivational session where his energy will be pumped up. So that is the whole mantra of me running a startup company.